Welcome everyone to another episode of Alex Means Business, where we interview local business owners about their story and the community. So in today's episode, we're going to be having Nadeem here from Float Valley, which is a premium wellness center. Now, I've been coming here since the very beginning, but Nadeem, why don't we talk about more about what you guys do and what's your story?
Thanks. So we're Float Valley, located in Markham. We offer primarily flotation therapy or sensory deprivation tanks. The idea behind that is going into basically a big bathtub with a little bit of water and 800 pounds of Epsom salts in the water. It causes you to float automatically. It kind of deprives your senses for an hour, so you don't see anything, you don't hear anything, you don't feel anything. Mm-hmm. You go into a very deep state of relaxation. It's great for meditation, it's great for recovery from the muscles, and you come out feeling like you've slept for a couple hours. So that's kind of the main service that we offer here. We also have a variety of saunas. So we offer infrared sauna, we offer traditional sauna, and an ozone sauna. So saunas are great for detox, and different types of saunas can detox you into different levels of your body. Another popular service we have is the ice bath, and it pairs very well.
I love those.
Yeah,
I do them both. Yeah, I do back to back.
They're intense.
Yeah,
they're intense, but they work. Within 2 minutes, you feel a lot of energy. Your inflammation is reduced. Your skin is tighter. You just feel ready to kind of take on the day, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I do a lot of gym workouts at F45, just down the street.
Okay.
And I used to have a lot of knee pain.
Yes.
And after going to the ice bath and rotating with the sauna, it really helped alleviate the soreness.
Good. Yeah, I find the same thing. For me, it's like instead of my cup of coffee in the morning, it's just the ice bath, and then I'm ready to go. So, yeah, and so we have a variety of other services too. We do light therapy. We've got yoga and breathwork classes every day, and we do events on the weekends as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
When I first came here, I remember there wasn't an infrared sauna, right?
Yes, so you've been here since the beginning.
Yeah. So is there anything that a regular customer might not even know about this? Like a fun fact?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, you came when we first opened, and we were just a float center at that time. We just did the tanks. And as I got more interested in different health modalities myself, I brought more and more in here, the saunas, the yoga, the breath work.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of different, additional services that pair really well. One of them being our Lucia light.
Yes.
It's not as commonly talked about, but what it does is it's able to put you into a deep meditative state within 5 minutes. And so usually when you get into the float tank, it takes a little bit of time.
Yes.
If you're a trained meditator, it can be a lot quicker. Getting into the ice bath definitely gets you to focus.
Yeah.
But when you're under the Lucia light, it's a flashing strobe light that's able to activate the same chemicals that are responsible for dreaming.
I see. Okay.
And so behind your eyelids, all of a sudden the lights will turn into colors and shapes. It's very pleasant, but at the same time you drop into a meditative state. And so I find for people that are coming from like a busy work day, or they're stressed, they've had a lot on their plate, getting into a float tank right away is a little bit tough, going from all this stimulation to no stimulation.
Yeah.
Whereas if you do the light therapy first, it kind of sets the tone, it gets you into that state, and then you go into the float tank right after.
Okay.
And you get into a much, much better state. And so I find doing the light before doing any of our services here, it does really help.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you would say do the light first and then even do the sauna and ice bath after.
Exactly.
Too, right?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Because like one of the reasons why I come here pretty frequently is because like you said, the day-to-day grind. I'm always working 7 days a week, and just being able to finish an open house on a weekend and coming here just to relax, because that's something that keeps me grounded.
Yes.
And I find that different services really help. Right.
Awesome.
Oh, fantastic. Are there any upcoming technologies or trends that you're excited to possibly integrate into a Float Valley?
We always are trying to expand on our offerings here. Right now, the Lucia light, as I just mentioned, is something that's a standalone unit. But we are planning to mount it into our classroom so that it comes down from the ceiling and allows us to do group breathwork classes underneath the light. And so instead of it just being one person having a very transformative experience, now we're doing it as a group. And then when everyone comes out of it, they can share their experiences. And so and with breathwork, it really enhances the power of the light. So you go very, very deep. You can have old emotions come up, memories, you can clear traumas, and the light really helps facilitate that. So that's one of the things that we're doing. On the more of the back end of the business, I guess we are looking into AI and ways that AI can help us educate the clients.
Yeah.
And so, for example, on our website, you go there now, there's an AI chatbot. So if you're interested in learning more about floating and how it can benefit you for your pain management, you type that into the chatbot and it'll start to give you all these suggestions like when you should come float and why it's good for your pain and things like that. So
That's
those are some of the new technologies that we're trying to integrate.
That's really cool, actually,
Yeah.
because there's all this chatter about AI,
Yes.
right? And being able to integrate into your business is what's going to help you thrive, right? Than those that don't, right? So that's interesting that you say that you're implementing it on a chat basis, because that helps. Because the reason why I call here so often is just that, not just come here, but I call here to book appointments. And if I could do that with AI, it'd be a lot easier for everybody.
Yes.
Because I'm on the road. I'm literally on the road. Like I'm trying to like make a call, see if there's any availability.
Yeah.
But being able to have AI determine, okay, Alex comes here pretty much every Sunday, and he's just finished open house. Having that automatic message, okay, you want to book? I'm like, yeah. It'd be so much easier. It's a clickable button on my end.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
That's really cool. I'm actually pretty excited to see how AI and your business are integrated, and in the next 5 years, like, what would that look like?
I can't even imagine. It's going so fast that it's hard to imagine what could be next.
For sure.
I use it a lot in my personal, like when I'm doing emails and just filling out more laborious things to write out, and even add copies and things like that. But it's getting better and better fast. So.
I would say, now that you brought up email marketing, right? That's something that I have a little bit of a background on, and like by the fact that I get the emails from you guys, and you're very consistent. Yeah. Especially in the local businesses here in Markham, like they're not as frequent or not as well polished, or they don't really communicate as much. It's good that you guys are you're at the forefront of that too. Thank you. Right? Thank you. I remember every time I finish a float, I always get an email. Oh, what do you think about our service? Like, that's cool. That's really cool.
It really helps us improve, right? We get the feedback from the clients.
Get the feedback right away.
Exactly. And everyone has their own preferences here, right? There's so many different ways to heal your body, and everyone goes in a different route to get there, and we try to facilitate that for everybody. So awesome.
That's really good. So what would you say is the most rewarding part of running a business in Markham?
In Markham specifically?
Yeah.
Well, I find in Markham there's a lot of diversity, and so when people are coming through our doors, we see every different type of person, which is really unique and interesting, because you get to learn from that person. You see where they're coming from, and they also have their own specific reasons, whether they're coming from another country, as to why they need to be here for this healing process, right? And so you get to learn a lot more, rather than it being all of one type of demographic.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, Markham is, what do you say? It's Canada's most diverse city.
It is, right?
Right? So that's what everybody says, or that's what the mayor always says.
Yes.
I believe it's like 70 or 80% of the total population are minorities. So that's, it's mixed.
Exactly.
Right? So, because I think where'd you come from before? Like Waterloo, or?
I went to school in Waterloo.
Waterloo?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Which program?
So I originally started in computer science, and then I left that and I went into economics, business, psychology.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
So it kind of works well with what I'm doing now. So, yeah.
At what point did you determine that you were going to do float and in Markham? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so in my third or fourth year of university, I had the opportunity to work with a float center that was opening in the city. Oh, okay. I got to be their only employee for their first year of operations, and so they taught me everything. And then once I left school, pretty much a year after I had this was
That's
open.
Cool.
Yeah. It was all it flowed really nicely in that sense.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any plans for community outreach, for educational programs in Markham at all?
Right now, we are we just kind of launched a little bit bigger yoga and breathwork program.
Okay.
So we have daily classes that we offer every evening, as well as events on the weekend.
Yes.
But we do offer a lot of community classes as well. So trying to get people to come in that have never done yoga before, that maybe they're beginner, they just want to give it a shot. So that's something that we do offer. At the same time, we like to collaborate with a lot of local Markham businesses, whether it's F45, like you mentioned, or Modo Yoga, where we do cross promotions with them. So, sometimes member perks on both sides. But it is really nice because in Markham, there's so many different health modalities, and it's all very complementary. It's not like one or the other. You want to do all of them so that you get the full holistic kind of, how physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. And so if you go somewhere like F45, you're getting that physical benefits. When you come here, you're getting a lot more of the mental and spiritual benefits. And so it's nice that in Markham, there's so many options that we can work with. Yeah, no, exactly. And I think that's one of the main differences with Float Valley versus other wellness centers, right? It's more psychological, it's not as physically intensive, and that's what I enjoy, right? Yes. What's next for Float Valley? I know you mentioned about AI, right? You mentioned about the lucid lights. Like, what would you say next in the next 5 years? What would that kind of look like? Well, I think we want to expand and have more locations. Yes. Right now, the sauna and ice bath has become very popular throughout Ontario, Canada.
Yeah, I'm trying to
believe it. Right? It's very popular, and so I've got one of my friends, he owns another center like this in Vaughan.
Okay.
And so we're thinking, maybe have something like this and just spread it further. So in suburban areas, we have more and more of these where the sauna and ice bath is also a main portion of it. People really like the community aspect, so we're trying to build a lot more community here. That's why we're doing the events.
Yes.
But by eventually, maybe we have a really large sauna where we can do like a bunch of people at one time, kind of like other ship downtown.
Yeah.
So yeah, just those are some of the thoughts that are going
that's really
around.
cool. 'Cause I think I got an email from you guys saying that you were doing with these ice bath challenge or something.
Yeah.
And I couldn't make it, unfortunately, because I had an open house. But like I heard it was a pretty good turnout, right?
It was really good. I think we had like 50 to 70 people come in to do an ice bath that day, and it was really good.
Well, thanks a lot, Nadeem. I really appreciate it. And if you want to find more information about Nadeem and Float Valley, check out their website, floatvalley.com, right?
Floatvalley.com.
And what's your number and email?
You can do info@floatvalley.com, and our phone number is 905-205-0859.
Awesome. All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.